So in this video, I want to show you guys how to use ManyChat to build a live agent support bot to basically automate and handle a lot of customer support on your website. You can turn these flow into LiveChat widget and you can embed them with the code on your website. And moving on forward, you can basically automate all these LiveChat support, including handling orders, shipping, LiveChat coupons. And I packed it with amazing tips and tricks and tons of nuggets. So hope you enjoyed this one. If you have any questions, comments, or observations, drop them below. I love to give them a read, and without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright guys, in this video we're gonna do something amazing, okay? This is something really tangible. You can bring it to any business or clients to help them solve problem, which is customer support. Bottom right corner of any website, you can embed basically a string of code and then it will show like this. It's like a bubble at the bottom right corner. Here's another one. This is a live chat feature. You can brand it to your own color and so forth. Best part is they don't have to have Messenger or Facebook account. They can continue as a guest. That's a pretty cool feature they introduced a couple of years ago. We're gonna build it from scratch to finish. Hope you enjoy this one, and the template will be linked below. Play around with it and build your own version of it and deploy it for your clients. Create a new folder, call this customer support bot, and let's build a new flow. I'm gonna start from scratch and call this intro. We're gonna start with a randomizer. So we're gonna do with A/B split 50-50, right? So, and a random path every time is basically randomize the language. Whoever comes in here, if it's a repeat customer or visitors, they don't feel like it's boring. It's like same language every single time. So by now, if you're a pro builder, you should be using some randomizer to randomize the language. Put another randomizer right here. Do another variation. I do 33, 33, 34. You will see why I do this in a second, okay? So I do randomizer in another randomizer. It's super random then. So okay, check this out. In here we say, I'm gonna do bracket brand name. So you know this is a brand name we're referring to, right? Welcome to this brand. So I'm gonna hold on option and I'm gonna drag it out. So that creates a duplicate. So here we can say just totally different language. I'm an automated assistant. Really important is to give them an impression that you're automated messages. Otherwise they would think they're chatting with a human and so forth, you know? I'm gonna drag that one more time. Let's create a different verbiage. The third message is going to be, hey, I'm an automated assistant created by my human at, you see, different tonality too. So you see 3 different type of, and let's connect the dots. 1, 2, 3. Traffic comes in, the first string goes to the randomizer, and then here we populate different language. So every time when it come in, it spins to the different verbiage, different language. And from here at the bottom, and check this out, this is something I randomly discovered. What I can do here is do a condition. We have a current time. So what I do here is basically a current time is between 12 in the morning to 11:59 a.m. any day. So when we do here is, I'll grab that one real quick like that. We put it here and we tell them good morning. Obviously, we're going to create 2 more, good afternoon and good evening, right? What you want to do is you want to check another condition. So what you want to do is build that condition inside of here. Let's quickly do that, which is current time, 12 p.m. until 17, which is 5 o'clock, and all the way down to 59. So when you do this, it will open up another option you can connect the dots to and check another condition. This is going to be the last one, which is current time evening, which is 6 p.m. until 23:59. And what we do is, don't forget, just in case didn't match any of these conditions, we'll bring them back to this flow, right? And suddenly see this is an introduction of your customer support bot. And from there, what we do is we're going to create a new flow. You can publish this right now because this is empty. And also we haven't built this yet. What I recommend you guys to do is leave this tab open. It will save anyway. And then inside of your folder, you see it's a yellow right here. That means it's still not being published. What we do is create a new flow. And I call this one segment. In here, we should tell them, how can we help you? Or how can I help you, right? We'll give them a few quick reply. For example, pricing related question, right? In here, we give them a live chat. Again, yes, we're doing a live chat customer support, but meanwhile, people coming with other questions, it can be sorted with automation without human interaction, right? People come here just wanting to know the pricing. Why you connect that with a human where we can save some of that energy and time. And here, for example, membership. If this is a membership-based questions, right? About us, that could be something else you introduce. And then let's put a couple more FAQ. That's something I would always do. This is one version you can do it. What I also recommend you can do is you can do, for example, I'm going to put this on the side. I'm going to give you guys some idea. So you see on the left-hand side, this could be service-based, membership-based business. On the right-hand side is more e-com focus heavy. So no matter which one, we can always build it out. It's totally fine. What I'm going to do now, let's just go with this second version so it's more fun with the emoji and so forth. Let's just say this one is a customer bot for almost like an e-com store that sells a lot of products and so forth. So what we do here is that keep this in mind. You don't want to build it inside of this one flow. My experience has told me that the best case here is always do it like this. We're gonna do different flows to handle each one. It's a much more clean way to build all these customer support related stuff, right? And each one is almost like a feature itself. Okay, this is what I highly recommend you guys do, is to not build everything inside of this one flow. It will get so messy you can't even find what goes wrong. But this way, look at how clean that looks. Okay, so far we have this window open and we have this window open, and we're going to now just build these individually and come to the same folder. And now with the intro segment, I want to leave them out, and I want to start creating subfolders just to keep it really clean. So the first one is orders. So orders, new flow, order related, right? Click on rename. So what we do here is the first message is, because they click on order, that probably means they're already they're an existing customer contacting us about an existing order. We're going to give them two options to tell them this is a yes and this is a no. So either option. If they click on yes, what we do is click on messenger. We're going to tell them, do you have an order number, the order number ready? Because we need to have their order number to better assist them, right? Give them two options, which is yes, I do, I don't have one. And once they do yes, we create a new messenger box. We tell them, what's your order number? Give them question first, and we're going to do a user input. This input is actually capturing their response. Please enter your order number below. So what I do is I want to create a new user field, call it order number customer, because we want to differentiate if this is an order number provided by the customer or order number provided by the system, right? You want to differentiate the two. This will be, let's just save them as text just in case they do like number 1, 2, 3 instead of, so it'll be much more safe to do a text only. They enter the number, we save it in a custom field. What we want to do is we want to confirm with them. So we say order number is, what they enter is what? Click on this and then we say, remember order number we just created here. We refer back to this field to tell them, basically give them two buttons. Could you confirm this order number by clicking on the first button above, right? So the first button, we're going to tell them, hey, that's correct. We'll move on to the next segment, which is next message right here, right? And if they say, hey, they want to modify it, you know what we do here? We basically create another message. We're going to do that one more time, which is create a user input. We're going to tell them, could you please enter the correct order, right? So in here, we refer back to the order number by customer right here. So really important to save it into that correct custom field. It's waiting for their input. Once their input is ready, we're going to refer back to them. We'll tell them, hey, just to confirm the order number you provided is, refer back to order number. Okay, we'll give them again two more options. First one is that's correct. So we keep looping them back in here until we get the correct order number. Okay, if they say that's correct, we move on to the next one. You will see what the next one is. If they say modify it, we refer it back to this one. Okay, what's your order number? They keep looping until they press that's correct, either one of these buttons, and then we're going to tell them, boom, give them the third message, right? Let's quickly grab their name because we want to know who we're talking to. And also remember, this data can be stored. I'll show you. You can kill two birds with one stone. So in here, we want to change that type to first name, save it into the custom field, remove the skip button. So here, what we do is, what's your email address so we can contact you if the connection gets lost, right? So what we do here is basically save this as an email custom field, right? You can do the set as often. So enable this, you're able to send them emails down the road, right? So it's really important. If you want to have have an extra layer of consent, what you can do is turn this off. This is another way you can do it, right? So if you want to toggle this one off, you want to have a really strong verbal consent. Hey, please confirm the email address below and opt-in consent, right? Or please click on the button below to confirm receiving emails from us, right? This way, it's a really strong consent. So customers actually give you the consent to message them, okay? So in this case, I'm going to keep it simple, but just keep that in mind. That's really important. I'm going to do this right here, turn it on. Why do we even collect the emails? Because people coming through your live chat support on your website, they can be your guest. They don't have to log into Facebook account. So in that case, we don't know who this person is. We don't know what the email is. You know what I mean? So that's really important there. So I just give you some tips here. Another way you can find out is look at the existing contact user. If this person is true existing contact, meaning he's a subscriber, then you treat him as a subscriber. If it's no, that means this person is probably a guest. Okay, that's another way you can quickly find out. So I'm going to remove that one real quick. What you do here is basically grab to the next step and we're going to tell them, hey, thank you. We're getting hold of one of our support team. They should reply your message shortly. Keep an eye on your inbox. Or even in this window, totally up to you. How do you want to change the verbiage? And right there, what we do is behind the scene, we're going to create two action steps. Action step number one is we're going to mark this conversation as open. Really important. Second thing is what you want to do is you could do is assign conversation, okay? You can assign conversation to some of the live chat agents. For example, one agent purely deal with a pricing related service. You push it to that agent. The other one deals with the technical support. Then you can push it to a different agent. In this case, you can tell your clients that, hey, as long as the conversation is marked as open, it will be open up on the, the live chat window right here. Everybody going there can assign themselves towards certain conversation, so this way you can tell your customer how you do that. So what I like to do is always I want to do a bot field. 2 years down the road, we can see a service count. This is a number type and you want to set the initial value to 0. Okay, so click on create. So now what we do is on the back end here, what we do is we're going to introduce this field called the service count, and we want to do here is want to increase number by 1. Why do we do this? Is that 2 years down the road, we can really see how effective this is, right? We can see how many service count we have collected overall. So that's what the functionality for that one is. Quickly go through it. Are you contacting us about an existing order? If they click on yes, we do have a custom number, right? If they say yes, I do, we push them to grab that order number, save it into a custom field. Make sure they go double check on that order number is correct. If it's not, they keep looping in between these two cards until they click on that's correct and they move on to the next one, which is first name, email address. Up to you, you can grab full name. We give them a thank you message and we mark the conversation as open, right? Increase the service count by 1. So now remember, come back, let's deal with these two situations. If they click on no, I don't have order number, right? What we do is we push them straight to what is your first name and what is your email, and then give them a thank you, mark conversation as open. And now let's come back. There's one scenario left, which is no, they are not about an existing order. What is your question? Please type below. And then we want to store this into a custom field called the customer question. The customer question, this is text, and click on create. So now what they do is they're going to type in their questions. Hey, I was wondering, blah, 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 right? Whatever they type. So what we do is we grab another, you always have a confirmation layer on it, okay? Grab another one here. What we do here is to say, this is the question you entered. And we're going to display that question to them. We're going to give them two buttons. First one is confirm, and second one, we tell them is that modify question. So this way, we always have this constant loop that they can modify it. We say, all good. What's your question below? Enter it, right? And then until they say confirm, this is my question, we're going to tell them a new box to tell them thank you. Question has been submitted to our support team and someone should be able to reply to you shortly. Please keep an eye on your messenger inbox. 2 scenario completely covered. And now guess what? Don't forget, you can either copy this over here like that, or what you can do is you can delete this one, just connect to the same one. Sometimes this is too long of a connection, so I kind of prefer this look. So it's much more clean, right? We mark the conversation as open, we increase that by 1. And now by now you can publish it, review it. I always strongly recommend you guys to review it, go through all the scenario possible and just to cover all different angles, make sure they work correctly, right? Guess what? Come back to the previous flow. Remember these 6 different flow cards? If an agent deals with all the order related issue, right? What we can do is we know this one is order related flow. When marking the conversation open, we can also assign conversation to specific agent that deals with the order related issue. And now when we build the next one, which is shipping related, we can assign to a different agent. If someone does product or coupon, assign it to different person basically. Now let's click on publish. I connected the wrong one. I'm glad that figured it out right there. So what we do is no is connected here. Click on publish. So this should be good to go. You want to go back to the previous one, click on order. We want to click on that folder and click on this new flow we created. Click on select this flow. So first one is good to go. Now let's quickly build out the rest. The second one is a shipping related. So I'm going to open the new folder, create a new folder, call this shipping related. Click on create, click on that, and now create a new flow. And let's start from scratch and call this shipping related. I see you have shipping related questions or inquiries. Let's drag that to 2 seconds and we'll create the next message. Which one of these topics answer your questions about shipping? We give them 2 answers. The first one is going to be shipping time frame, and the second one we're going to tell them talk to human, because we always want to bring out the live chat agent, okay, if necessary. Here is basically grab that new one, the first option, and then we're going to punching a new message, tell them express shipping will take around this many days, standard will take this many days. So totally up to you to how do you modify the verbiage. Go ahead and do that, and we can do more info. We want to open a website. I'm just going to grab Google for URL, but what you want to refer here, okay, is your customer's website's FAQ section. There should be a page that's about shipping time frame. You want to refer them to there, okay? Give them a little bit more detail. You give them a rough answer, click on more info that open up the website of your customer, and then you dedicate that specific page here, enter it here, so it will load that page up so they can read a little bit more about it. And always, no matter what stage they are at, you want to give them more options. For example, that is something you want to always give them an option to. That's something I strongly recommend. No matter where they are, you always want to push them back to the main menu, okay? So in this case, always keep that in mind. Give them a whole bunch of options there. Remember, in here we'll have something called a live chat. That's equivalent of talk to human. So what I do here is I would open up a new flow, right? I'll leave this window open just like how we left this window open until we build this out and just connect to the right flow. So I call that talk to agent flow. Okay, I want to show you guys how that one is done. So this is it. So this is just a quick one to cover this scenario, and it's about shipping time frame related. You see people coming here, they might just have a shipping related question about the time frame, and this one addressed the question. Maybe their concern is addressed or their question got answered. No human interaction needed. That's the power of a chatbot in customer support, is because 10 people come in, probably 7 of them or 6 of them got answered without even talking to human, and the human is there just in case it doesn't answer their question, right? So we leave this window open. So I'm going to put the live chat first and then coupon afterwards, because again, live chat might be the most important one. So now let's build out the live chat agent flow. Okay, this is one of the most important ones. So come back to the folder. I'm gonna do a live chat agent. So that is the folder right there. We're gonna create a new flow. I would call it live chat agent connector. So for this one, what I like to start with is a condition. So this condition, first of all, we're gonna test to see if the email opt-in for email is a true or false. Because if this person's email is not given to us and hasn't been opt-in, the email is not true, then I like to get their email, get their consent. Because think about it, for whoever coming here to do the customer support, that's a good chance to grab their email address. Okay, that could be a lead. Live chat connector itself is a lead generation machine. Okay, they can generate the lead, make sure we grab the consent and so forth. You know what I mean? Again, if it's a true, we proceed, right? We already got their opt-in email list true. If it's false, we grab their email, basically grab their consent. Remember at the beginning of this video, I showed you guys when a person come in, they can come in as a visitor as a guest, they don't have to have a Facebook account. So this condition is actually filtering those people. So if their first name is guest, that means this person came in as a guest. What we do here is ask them a question, what service do you inquiry related to? And what I like to do here is actually connect them with the action. We want to set a custom field, and this custom field is called inquiry_type, and you want to do that as a text. So what I do here is I want to set inquiry type. You can come in here, copy this one. You want to set that value to payment and billing, and you want to hold on option and drag it out, and you want to create that one, drag it out, connect this one and drag it out and connect that one. So what I do here is basically change that, the value to subscription. We save to 4 different fields, and we're going to do another custom field called as inquiry_info. That's the type is text. Click on create. We want to save their question in the inquiry info field. They save it, and let's connect all of them here. Remember confirmation, always confirmation. So what we do is another one, tell them we display their question, we'll give them 2 buttons, yes, correct, or modify. If they click on modify, guess what? We'll bring them back to got it. What's your question, right? They type it again until they say, okay, confirm this question, that's correct, right? So what we do here is we create a new one here called a messenger, and you will see what I'm talking about. In here, I'll always like to do another randomizer. I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to come back. You will see what I mean by randomizer, what we random it for. Let's reconnect these ones real quick. You will see what I mean. Look at what the first name isn't guessed. That means the first name has a value, right? Also, if their email is already opt-in, that means their email has a value. Now I can go through this entire thing without asking their email, without asking for consent, and without asking for their name. So I can just, the system knows it, right? And the second scenario here is that their opt-in email isn't true. Okay, their email is not true. So what we do here is that that means the system either does have the email record, or the system basically doesn't have the consent. So what we do here is we connect this one with this one. So we tell them, I'm connecting you with one of our brand name staff, just in case our chat disconnects. What you want to do here is basically ask them for a user input. You see, we don't have their opt-in email is true. If it's false, we need to go grab their email address. Okay, make sure the consent is correct and a whole bunch of other things. So what I want to do is always confirm with their email address, and we're going to provide the email address back at them. If they say, let me change it, then we give them an option to change it. We're just going to grab this one real quick, and for the change one, we connect to that one and we remove the first message. We just say, what's your email address? Type below, right? Once they confirm with that, what we do is we just say, loop them back to great, just to confirm your email address below. They click on change it. They keep looping into change until their email address is confirmed correct. And then what we do from there is correct. We move on to the next logical step. So in here, I'll show you another quick trick. For those who said correct, you can do a randomizer to do an A/B random split, and you can do 2 different verbiage, 50-50 chance to say different verbiage every single time. From there, what we do is we connect this back to first name isn't guest or first name is a guest here. Okay, right now email is figured out. Now the last name is a name, right? If their name isn't guest, then go through it. We have their name. So if their name is a guest, that means this is a guest user. What I do like to do here is create a messenger. What is your name? You want to grab their name because otherwise it says guest 1020. You don't know who this person is. So you want to save this on a text field. So I like to create a new custom field, call it first name user. Again, that user stands for user input first name. Okay. Click on create, or user name, full name, whatever he type here will be captured. Okay. Once his name is captured, guess where we're connecting to? Connect them to straight to what is your topic all about. And now look at quickly what happened here, okay? So if coming here, if the email is not opt-in, we quickly grab their email address. Again, I turn this option on. If you want to turn this off, you want to create a new text message to tell them, please give us your consent so we can email you. It's really important that you get solid consent from the user or from the visitor that it's okay to email them. Otherwise, don't just trigger email randomly, okay? It's really important. So from there, we grab their email and then make sure they confirm their email, and we do a randomizer. Perfect, thank you. And then we tell and come back to this one. If their name is says guest 1202, that means they logged in as a guest user. Then we'll go through this step to grab their name. Otherwise, their name should have a value. So you see, no matter who goes through this sequence, this flow, I want to collect the lead data. Does it make sense? This is what I'm trying to accomplish here. Basically, whoever comes out from this entire flow, in the future, I'm able to email him, not spammy, okay? Just like for marketing use, you want to generate leads, remember? So this way, whoever comes in here, we can email them down the road. That's the purpose here. So now that's all sorted. What we do here is we can do 3 type of randomizer. I can do one more variation. I always do a 34, 33, and 33. And you can random pass every single time. And now what we do is randomize our response to this entire inquiry. So this is my second type. One of our brand staff will be with you shortly. Normal reply time within 8 hours. So from there, really important one, okay? This is the one you're going to notify your team or your client's team about this inquiry. So first thing immediately what we do is mark the conversation open, okay? And the second thing I like to do is notify assignees. Really important is you want to notify certain team, because this way their agent doesn't have to sit in front of computer, right? What we do is basically every time there's inquiry, we trigger an email to their email inbox. Here, the message is going to be like, hey, we have a main site inquiry. Here's more detail. Give them their name, email, and remember we have all these stored: inquiry type and inquiry info. That's their questions. So the agent can quickly have a glance and basically look at this, coming to ManyChat dashboard and respond people accordingly. Lastly, what I always do, okay, is actually insert a Google Sheet. I want to store this data because this is also functions as a lead gen, and we got their consent. Remember, right here, we got their consent. Insert a role, stored all this data on a random sheet or some sort of a client's sheet. For fun, what you can do here is you can do a smart delay for about 10 minutes. Let's say 10 minutes later, if the agent still hasn't replied to this person, you can push them to a new flow. And this flow, you can call them waiting content randomizer. What I do is maybe your client has some YouTube videos or some sort of a fun, entertaining or quiz and so forth. While they're waiting, you kind of want to entertain them to say, hey, while you're waiting, come check out some of this information. That's pretty much it. And now if I click on publish, everything's all green, good to go, right? And then come here, what I do is come back to this section, LiveChat. Let's click on that one. And remember LiveChat connector. And that one is good to go. Select this flow, boom, LiveChat is all good to go, okay? So for shipping, I mean, I'll let you guys build for the shipping ones. It's really straightforward, depends on the shipping inquiry, okay? So these are necessity of what I recommend you guys to have. And others, I'll let you guys build it as well. It's totally up to you. But now I want to build the last one, which is coupon. Would you like to grab a coupon code for your purchase? They have 2 options. So you grab a coupon. I have a coupon generator in a flow, a separate flow. And if you click on talk to human, guess where we push them to? Obviously LiveChat connector, right? So now connect to this one, that's good to go right there. So create a new folder, called it coupon. So what I did here is I grabbed a random coupon graphic here. You can design one in Canva if you want to. Click here to grab coupon, right? Give them main menu options as always. I treat every one of these flow as a lead gen flow, if that makes sense. If the email is true, you give it to them. If it's not, basically grab their email consent, if that makes sense. What you like to do here is basically train this person to open your future messages and make sure if it landed on spam and drag it back to inbox, right? So in the future, if you send this person promotional email, he'll go open it. So that's basically a little hack, you can call it. So what I do here is basically to tell them once the email has been triggered, the coupon code has been sent to your email inbox, and please double check your spam folder. Really important. These two is always must have. stuff, okay? So I'm gonna remove them. There's different ways you can deliver the coupon code. You can either give it to them, right? Just right away, just tell them, here's your coupon code 123. Or you can actually utilize this chance to send them an email as a safety net. I send them an email and tell them, hey, the coupon has been delivered. If they say I didn't get it, we give it to them like that, right? And then here, remember here, opt-in email is not true. Remember, for these group of people, immediately we're gonna do what's your email. We give them a reason that we're gonna send them the email, right? It's not just like, hey, we're sending you some random email. So what I do here is basically typing an email confirmation sequence like this. So this way, if they want to modify it, they come back here in this loop. If they correct, they go to the next loop. So right there, you give them a coupon code, they copy the coupon code, and you can do shop now. Boom. You see what I mean? So you give them the coupon code and you push them straight to buy stuff. Once coupon sequence is ready, this is the last puzzle, right? Everything's structured nicely, safe. Remember here, what we do is we want to push them to segment is where we want to push them to, right? They come in here, this is introduction to say hello and all that, and segmentation right away, and I click on publish. You see right now, everything is finished. Remember, the last thing you want to do is click on add trigger. You see customer chat. In here, you want to do a few settings. You want to enter your website, click on next. It will give you this code. You want to copy it or give it to developer. Basically tell them to put it in the header section. And then obviously you can hide it on certain URLs. You can only show it on certain URLs, and you can modify the color if you want to. You just want to active and check. If I show you preview, look at the bottom right corner. That's how it shows as a preview. Guest mode is enabled by default for every Facebook page, so they don't have to have an account in order to engage with you, okay? Hope you guys enjoyed this particular piece, and let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.